Hi guys, what is up? This feels so weird. I don't think that I filmed a sit down video like ever. And it's weird because I haven't recorded in like so long. But I'm just gonna try to make this video short and informational, okay? Because I tend to ramble. Okay, so basically today's video is titled Prom Makeup for Dummies because, you know, prom season's approaching and I've had some people come up to me and be like, I don't know what to do for my makeup, like, help me. And I'm like, okay, bestie, I will. So this would be a really good way just to show like me personally, like what I think would be simple and efficient for other people who an everyday elevated look. So it doesn't necessarily need to just be prom, but like anytime that you want to add a little more spice or yeah. So the first thing for pretty much any makeup that you're doing, you want to make sure that you have nothing on your face first, because if you layer makeup on top of another layer of makeup, then it'll be really cakey and you'll see all the little flakes and all the like wearing throughout the day underneath the new layer, which is not very cute. So this is a widely known thing, but having good skincare before you do your makeup is really crucial to how good the makeup turns out. So make sure you have a bare face, and also moisturizing before you put any sort of face product on is super important, because if you have any sort of like dry spots on your face, the makeup will like attach to that and it will look not the best. Let's just say that. So yeah, make sure that you're moisturizing. Okay, and then I use the Mario Badescu facial spray. I have some of these. This is my favorite. It's like the most generic one. I use it as sort of like primer and also just like more hydrating stuff. So primer is not necessarily like super duper crucial. Some people love it, some people hate it. But if you want your makeup to completely stay and you want your pores to be not as like visible or noticeable, then I would highly recommend some primer. I use the e.l.f. one of the e.l.f. primers. They're like super cheap, but e.l.f. is one of my favorite drugstore makeup brands because everything they have is so incredibly, like everything's good. Everything's good and everything is like incredibly affordable, lol. And under my nose, because that's where I sweat the most and where my makeup like lifts the most, if that makes sense. Clipping my hair back because I'm gonna eat it. Okay, now for the makeup part. So exciting. The first thing that you're gonna want is some sort of foundation, BB cream, CC cream, tinted moisturizer, tinted primer, like anything like that that will even out your skin tone. Because I know that people are like, oh, I just will use concealer and I'll be fine. That is true if you already have like a super duper even skin tone. As you can tell, I do not have a super even skin tone. And I also think that my concealer blends into the rest of my skin better when I have some sort of base on already. So I'm just gonna use my crusty matte poreless Fit Me. Look at the hair. It's in the shade like 105. I've had this forever, but it's like my summer shade from when I'm like more tan. And then I have like a super pasty white one for the winter time. But personally, I'll just put it on my cheeks, middle of my forehead, and then right there. That's it. Nothing crazy. Yeah. Just like that. And then either you can use a beauty blender or you can use a buffing brush. I'm going to use a brush because I don't know what my beauty blender is. I'm going to use this. It's just like a buffing brush. It's flat. Like that. So it's like not like this, because this is too soft and it will create brush strokes. But if you have one that's hard and firm, then it makes it so that it like just buffs out and doesn't leave any sort of streakiness. So yeah, just buff that in. Blending down the neck is super important, onto the ears, into the hairline a little bit. Okay, we are now good. We have our base, it is all blended. But then you're like, Maya, you look like a raccoon. That's very true. I do look like a raccoon because there's nothing around my eyes. And I look like I haven't slept in a million years. So to cover up any blemishes, make sure that you use more of a skin tone concealer. Because if you use a super duper light one, like say I'm gonna cover this. If you use a super duper light one, that is where the light is going to attract. That's what the light's gonna draw to. So like It may not be as red or like noticeable, but the light will still attract to it and you'll be able to tell it's gonna rise off your face still. So then, for any sort of like things that you want to bring up and like lifts up, like my eye bags, fill those in, you'll use a super light one. I use this one that's like almost white, but just do a little bit in the inner. This to bring my eyes more uplifted. I do my chin, under my nose, just like that. It doesn't like stop here. Blend it a little bit more down into your face. Now it's setting powder time. This is so important. If you don't have a setting powder, go to the dollar store, go to the drugstore and get one, because this will make sure that your face isn't cakey and doesn't look like you can see every pore on your face. I use the Airspun one. I know that some people say it causes flashback, which also important for prom. If you have powder that causes flashback, it makes so that your eyes look like bright white. But this one's like translucent, so we're good. And don't get it confused with foundation powder, because foundation powder and translucent setting powder are very different, because like colored or like pigmented powder will make it like a layer of foundation on top of your face. This, I just put underneath my eyes, is just translucent. Well, anywhere that you like sweat a lot, this is very like mattifying. Okay, now it's time for blush and bronzer. So this is also super important, because after you put your like base layer on, it looks like you have nothing, no life. You have no life in your face at all. You're just a corpse. That's okay. But I tend to want to look a little bit more alive and like sun-kissed, even though I'm pale as balls. So I'm gonna take my little bronzer that I've had for a million years, as you can tell, because I have like more than hit pan, like more than hit pan. And then I take this angled fluffy brush, and then this just kind of like makes it so you look a little bit more tan. It's not contouring, which is more of like a more intense bronzing, if that makes sense. I just take it down under my chin, right there, where you want to like brush it up. And then I take a little. I like to do my bronzer first and then my blush, because I like it whenever my blush mixes a little bit with my bronzer, because it makes me just look overall like tanner, and I want to be tan. Okay, now it's blush time. Blush is like the single most important thing for me ever. I love blush. Taking this angled brush that I just use for blush, whatever. Put it in. It's pretty simple. If you like smile, see that? That's where you want to put it. And then I like to bring it a little bit up. Now it's time for eyebrows. As you can tell, I don't have any. If you've been blessed, gifted from the gods, with naturally thick, beautiful, dark eyebrows, first of all, I hate you, and second of all, this stuff doesn't really apply to you, but that's okay. First thing, if you like to groom your eyebrows, make sure that you do it not the day of you're doing your makeup, like the day before, or like a little bit before, because it will be red, and then you'll like either over conceal or not conceal enough, and then it'll be like interesting. So personally, my eyebrows are like kind of hairy down here, but I'm not going to pluck them just for the sake of this video, because I don't want them to be red. But I personally would have plucked them down here, plucked them down there. Okay, my holy grail is the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. It's like $3 and it's what I've used every day for forever. But if you don't have that, then either like same color eyeshadow as your eyebrows and then like an angle brush. I'll show you. Like this angled is really easy to do your eyebrows with that. But personally, I just brush them. Wow, crazy. I start with the tail, and I never really fill where my eyebrows are not, or where they can't be, if that makes sense. Like, I sometimes fill it a little bit up higher on the arch when I'm feeling like it, but I can always brush my hair to like line up naturally with what I outline, if that makes sense. Done. Simple as that. Then I brush up the front. Wow, crazy. A bit more inwards, but you gotta be really light because it'll show up easier. Done. Yay! Then during this step, I like to take the same eyebrow pencil and just like that. I do this all the time. Now it's time for eyeshadow time. So eyeshadow, I think, is definitely like a personal preference type of thing, but I also think that for prom, most people go for a more heavier, more dramatic look because it like shows better in pictures. Sometimes you can match it with your outfit or anything you're feeling really. But first off, I'm gonna start off with the same color-ish that I used for bronzer because I think that it complements your eyes really well. I'm gonna use this one instead, but it's like the same brownishes. I'm gonna use this fluffy brush and then I'm just gonna go around my crease. So like, if you don't know where your crease is, it's right where your eye like creases, right there. I'm just gonna go up around that, fade it a little bit out, go under a little bit, and then I'm gonna take a shade a little bit darker. I'm gonna use this one, and then go right in my outer lid, and then just put it up a little bit in my crease. Okay, then I'm gonna do this thing that's very popular right now, which is the brown winged liner. Don't be afraid, because I'm gonna show you a hack. Here's what I do. Yet again, I'm telling you, it's amazing. And feel free, it doesn't need to be winged at all. Personally, I just don't like just doing that because it makes my eyes look tiny. If that looks good on you, then do it. But what I do is I take the same pencil as my eyebrows, and then I just wing it straight out from my eye to where my eyeshadow stops. Like that. Just like that. And then again, if you just want to use a angled brush and eyeshadow, I do that all the time as well. And then I'll just pull in a little bit onto my eye. Not too much, but just a little bit. Just like that. And then if you want to, take your finger, pull the outside. It like wings it out a little more. Yeah. Now it's time for glitter. Glitter is crucial for prom. You can lie to yourself and say it's not, but it is. I'm gonna use this gold and maybe a little bit of this one. A little bit. So I'm just gonna use, actually I'll just use this one. Take a little bit of it. And then I'm just going from the middle of my eyelid to my crease. Just a little half moment. Then I take a highlighter, inner corner. It just like pulls it all together. It looks so good. I also do it right here, here, a little bit there, and right there. Take it, a little bit. A little bit goes a super long way. See? Yes. Now it's time for lashes. If you are gonna wear false lashes, do it. But I do think that like that's not as common for people that don't know a lot about makeup to do, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna do mascara, but I'm gonna show you guys how I do my mascara to make it look like falsies. Duh. First, take a spoolie and brush on my eyelashes, make sure there's no clumps or anything. Now I'm gonna be using 2 different mascaras for this, but if you only have one, that's totally fine. Just follow the same steps that I do, but instead of changing the product, just use the same one. So first off, I start with the more like watery mascara, like more liquidy and more thin. So I'm gonna use this one. It's Great Lash. Oops. It's like super cheap. I think it's Maybelline, maybe. Just gonna coat every single one of my lashes evenly. This one's super lengthening. It doesn't clump them together. It's not volumizing. It's just lengthening. So next I'm gonna use more of a clumpier mascara. That makes sense. Because I just want to volumize the rest of my lashes and make them like look fuller. So take this. I'm using my Lash Paradise. And it's only clumpy because it's old, but take it, coat all of it. I especially focus the outer corners to give it that false lash effect. Molly, stop. God, you piss me off. Okay, now I'm just gonna do my bottom lashes. I usually just use one mascara. Doesn't really matter which one. Yes. Time for lips now. Look me in the eyes. Look me in my eyes. Please. For the love of God. All you have to do is this. Ready? First, lick your lips. Second, could be a tissue, could be a napkin, paper towel, shirt. I don't care. Wipe the foundation off of your lips. I hate people don't do that. It gets crusty in the inside of your mouth. Makes the rest of your lip color look duller and more like skin color. And I hate it personally. You can use lip color if you want. I have this one that I really love a lot. But I'm just going to use chapstick and then I'm going to use lip gloss. Lip gloss goes with everything. But make sure that if you are going to wear it, that you bring it with you for pictures and stuff. Because lip gloss does require like pretty much constant maintenance. Yes. Okay, we're almost done. Now is the final step of making everything stay. Some people like to do another coat of the setting powders, some people like to bake. Personally, I will take my clear brow gel and lay my brows down. It's also totally optional, but it just makes it so that your brows don't like stick up straight whenever you're dancing, whatever. And then I'll take my setting spray. Let that dry. So it's pretty similar to my everyday makeup routine because I'm extra, but added some glitter. And now your makeup's gonna look stunning, fabulous, hot and sexy for prom and for pictures or for any sort of event you want to go to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is pretty much like a need-based video, but if you watch all the way to the end, give me a kiss. I love you. Hope this helps me, you guys. Hope you learn some things or get some inspiration for prom, whatever. If you have any questions or anything, leave it in the comments or DM me on Instagram because I will answer. Anyways, love you guys. Have a lit crazy movie day. That's cringe. Have a super epic and awesome rest of your day. Love. Why's it gotta be so complicated? Maybe this love